Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 4 of Saturday with the Saints. Today, I will be telling you about the 8 martyrs from El Salvador who were murdered on November 16th, 1989, very brutally by the military of El Salvador during their civil war. So, some background information about the Civil War. After the military dictator General Romero was ousted, the country of El Salvador was thrust into a civil war that lasted for 12 years, from 1980 to 1992. During the Civil War, there were many that spoke out against the military and the new corrupt government, including, most notably, St. Oscar Romero. Others that spoke out against the new corrupt government and the killings of many civilians were 6 Jesuits at the University of Central America, or the Universidad Centroamericana Jose Simeon Cañas in San Salvador. Their names were Father Ignacio Elicoria, Father Ignacio Martin Barro, Father Armando Lopez Quintana, Father Juan Ramon Moreno Pardo, Father Joaquin Lopez y Lopez, and Father Segundo Montes Mozo. On November 16, 1989, a group of highly trained Salvadoran government soldiers entered the university shortly after midnight. Staying that night at the university was the housekeeper, Elba Ramos, and her daughter, Selena Ramos, because Elba felt it was safer to stay at the university. However, that was untrue. The primary target of the soldiers was the president of the university, Father Ignacio Elicoria, but they also murdered and mutilated almost the whole Jesuit community and Elba and Selena. That night, the Jesuit provincial for Central America at that time, Father Jose Maria Tojera, was also there, but he was in a different house just feet away from the one where the others were murdered. At first, he thought that the gunshots were from a confrontation on the street, but he later found his brothers and 2 women dead. Father Tojera started to speak out and blame the military, but the military started deflecting the blame onto the guerrillas. Through speaking out, he received solidarity from many, many people throughout the world, including the US and Canada. Another thing that came from this tragic event was the fact that the US began to face their complicity in the conflict, which included providing military aid of $1 to $2 million a day and training to the government during the Carter and Reagan administrations. This past November marked 30 years since this awful tragedy, and the Ignatian Family Teach-In for Social Justice commemorated the anniversary at their conference during the prayer service for the martyrs. They have not been canonized as of yet, but I heard their story at the Ignatian Family Teach-In last November, which is where I got this t-shirt. But yeah, that's the story of their martyrdom. I will see you next week for another new saint. Bye.